I guess the question we really have, gentlemen, is Saturday night's main event really even that consequential? What moves the needle? Is there things happening? Yeah. And, there's payoffs here, there's payoffs there. But does it feel like it really matters? What are you invested into? Do you feel like this is something you could just watch back later? Are you locked into the couch this Saturday night? We'll get all into it live from Madison Square Garden is Saturday night's main event. And this is Ringside Rant. We're going to be breaking it down. Let's kick it right off. Gentlemen, Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria. This one's been going back and forth. Lyra now blames Bayley for everything that happened, and Bayley had a lot of reasons to turn on Lyra since WrestleMania, even before that, never did, stuck by her side, even through this somewhat psychosis Bayley had that they, for some reason, shelved when everybody was kind of interested in what was going on. But now Lyra's taken that route, and JC said she looks homeless. Yes, of course, this one is consequential. Bayley wins or Lyra wins. But does it move the needle for anybody here?
No.
No.
It just sits there. It's kind of weird. Now you got Bayley with that Dr. Jekyll, Mrs. Hyde. You go straight to Lyra, who's, we're my best friend. Be nice, be nice, be nice, be nice. And then, it's a flip reversal. And I don't know what Bayley's doing. I don't know what Lyra's doing besides, holding a tin cup outside, asking for spare change. I don't know what's going on. You could have gone so many different ways. I don't know. You could have adopted that Valkyrie thing. Not Valkyrie, but, I already forgot what I called it. I named it something. Banshee. Thank you. Look at that. I thought of an idea and I forgot it. Just woo. That's how WWE does. So I'm doing it too. Just woo out the window. But I don't think this moves any needle besides maybe tap on the glass, making sure your tank isn't empty, because that's what it seems like at this point. It's gonna be a fun feud, I guess. Maybe if I was more invested, but I'm just clearly not invested, unfortunately. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Um, I don't know. I kind of iffy on who wins, but I just gonna go on the limb and I'm gonna say Bayley. I'm gonna say Bayley win this match. Um, I think they're gonna. I guess they're gonna do a little trilogy of the match. I think it's gonna go all the way to SummerSlam, maybe or probably after SummerSlam. But like I said, it doesn't really move the needle. But I'm gonna say Bayley wins.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bayley too. I think she said something important at the end of the promo. She was listing off her resume. Like, Bayley accomplished a lot. I know she hasn't done a lot recently, but she's accomplished a lot in the past. Like you said, Royal Rumble winner, won a title at Mania. She's done a lot. I think the most interesting thing about this, I'm interested to see how they present Lyra. I think she definitely needs a new theme. Like, I want to see like an eerie, creepy thing, like maybe like the lights flickering, he's like popping out. You know what I'm saying? Maybe scared some people. I think that would be very cool. I think I agree with Bernard. I think it's going to be something where if Bayley wins, this could continue. You could still have like Lyra attack afterwards and stand tall. But for this match overall, does it really move the needle? Maybe. I'm curious to see, like I said, Lyra's presentation and I think the way the match ends.
Yeah, I mean, I could see this moving the needle. And I don't know if that's just Shake being Shake, the eternal optimist, right? Like, let's call me what I am. I could see this being cool. I could totally see this being cool. I just don't pin my feet to fire and ask me to make a booking decision to make this awesome right now, because I think I need a second. But I don't know, like Alex said, Bayley is a bona fide superstar, Hall of Famer, in my opinion, Grand Slam champion, all of that good stuff. There's not many questions left to be answered for Bayley. I don't think she needs to win this match. I think Lyra's going to go ahead and win this match.
Agreed.
And what that's going to do is going to do something. Lyra is probably going to do something crazy that's going to bring Bayley back into this feud. And we're going to sign it off at SummerSlam. And that being said, I could see Lyra going over at SummerSlam again, because if Bayley goes over at the end of this feud, respectfully, what's the point? She's done enough in her career. For me, this needs to be Lyra getting dominant again. Let's not forget she was the first ever women's intercontinental champion. That was brought up recently. Let's not forget that. I think this is a big win for Lyra, starting a big dominant run for her.
Agreed.
So And let's keep it on rolling. I think this is going to be the most fun match of the evening. Danhausen versus JD McDonagh in a no disqualification match. We saw Danhausen curse Dominic Mysterio. He failed successfully, however, on Monday Night Raw. He cursed the wrong pole, but Dominic was distracted enough, so he still lost the match. It's fantastic. Danhausen will keep his undefeated streak going this Saturday night at Saturday night's main event at the Garden, at a building where he is somewhat famous now. He was invited by the Knicks not once, but twice during their playoff run because he uncursed the Knicks. He's the reason the Knicks won the NBA championship, and I don't want to hear any discussion about it further than that. This is going to be really fun. To me, I think Danhausen perfectly embodies the B side of professional wrestling. You have the A side, right? Your championships, your Cody Rhodes, your Gunthers, your Romans, your Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins, those type of guys. But there's only so many of those guys. You need people like R-Truth. You need people like Danhausen to be on the roster and fill those spots and not just be a body, but be entertaining. I think sometimes as wrestling fans, we forget that this is supposed to be fun. And Danhausen is fun. I have enjoyed him from the very beginning. When he first came out of the box, I admit it, I was sitting on the couch. I was like, really? All of this for Danhausen?
Yeah.
And I thought about it. I was like, oh, all of this was just for Danhausen, and that was on purpose. He's on a glory Hollywood run, and I don't think it ends on Saturday. Danhausen all the way.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I was skeptical about Danhausen, seeing that freaking box. I'm like, wow, this is it? Okay. But yeah, he's definitely grown me. I was a hater, but now I am a believer. That being said, I'm taking JD McDonagh here. I'm not taking Danhausen. The curse didn't hit JD, so it didn't hit him for a reason. You already got to live with the curse. I think that's going to be going one way. JD is going to showcase himself a little bit more, away from Judgment Day, because it's never going to end. That thing's going to last forever. It's just how it is. It's going to last forever. But, way to really show yourself off. And what better way for Danhausen to lose? You're in this Madison Square Garden that you're basically famous at now with the curse uncurse thing. The Knicks love you. Yeah. How about you lose then? You can't be undefeated forever. Everyone knows that. Look at Andre the Giant. Look at Goldberg. There's other names too. But it's got to end sometime, and it is ending now.
Hey, before anybody else goes, I would just like to take a second that JC just mentioned Danhausen in the same sentence as Goldberg and Andre the Giant as far as streaks go. I couldn't be happier. Anybody else may continue.
I got Danhausen. Danhausen wins, man. Like I said, he's over with the crowd. I think he's doing good in merchandise sales and all. But I got JD. Not JD. I got Danhausen winning.
Yep, bring out the brooms. I'm going with Danhausen too. I think this match is going to get very crazy. I wouldn't be shocked if some Knicks players get involved. Maybe Karl-Anthony Towns comes through with the chair, hits Danhausen. You're going to get some mini Housen involved. I hope this is the longest match of the night, in my opinion, because it's no DQ. I think it's going to get really crazy. Bring out the trucks, whatever. Just make this match as goofy as possible. I'm there for it. Dominic's probably going to get involved Judgment Day. I think it's going to be really fun at the Mecca.
It should be a comedy of errors. This should be absolutely fantastic. And like people, if you're thinking that's a bathroom break match, you're missing quality professional wrestling. Let me tell you what. Mm-hmm. Moving right along, women's tag team championship match. Paige and Brie Bella are going to go ahead and take on Fatal Influences. Lainey, Reid, and Fallon, Henley. JC Jane has been on quite the hot streak, and I feel like maybe Fatal Influence. I keep wanting to say Fatal Attraction, but that was Mandy Rose's group. I feel like they're kind of starting to take the reins, and now I'm starting to look at this women's tag team division. I get very nervous with it, right? Every time it gets stale, I'm like, oh, nope, we got to do something, got to change something up because we're going to forget about it again. Can't go back to the dark days. Women's tag team division has been, not the most relevant thing in the world, but it's been a lot better. Yes. Yeah. And there has been moments where it's been really, really good. I think Fatal Influence running around with these titles, I got to be honest, they get under your skin so well. I love them as heels. They work fantastic together as a group of three. And I think you could give JC the women's US title, have them hold all the mid-card gold. I think that would be fantastic for this group. And I think it could start Saturday night. I'm going with Fatal Influence.
Yeah, I got Fatal Influence too. I just feel like it's time. I just feel like it's time. And with the presence of Nikki Bella rumoring that she's returning soon, I won't be surprised when they do the rematch and all, or happen this Saturday night's main event. She might turn on her sister and Paige, Fatal Influence, his new tag champs. But rather, if that doesn't happen, I still picking them to win. So I go in Fatal Influence.
That sounds so great. So great. But it's Saturday night main event. Why not do that at SummerSlam? So I am picking Paige and Brie just because of that. Yeah, they're going to hold something off for SummerSlam. I can see when Nikki makes her triumphant return and either turns on Brie or helps Brie. I'm still thinking it's going to be turning on Brie and Paige. Mostly Paige. That was going to be my title at WrestleMania and smack it, whatever. As much as I want them to lose it here, I don't think it's time yet. They're going to save something for SummerSlam. It'll be something, I don't know if huge, but I think it'll be something to really propel the women's tag team a little bit further. Like you said, it hasn't been great, it hasn't been bad, but it's just been there. Maybe something to help lift it up a little bit more, make it a little bit more relevant. But yeah, I'm taking Paige and Brie in this one.
Like Vince Carter said, the dunk contest. It's over for Paige and Brie. I think we're getting new tag team champs. You strike fire while the iron is hot. I just think with Paige and Brie, I think, like I said, it's ran its course. We're getting kind of the same endings now where they're getting the fruit roll-up pins. There's not really much story with them going on. Like I said, Fatal Influence, like Shake said, are badass heels. I think they could cause chaos in the women's locker room. Give them the titles right now.
Yeah, and I mean, allow me to advocate for this storyline to you here, JC. To your point of you need something to do at SummerSlam, why not give them a reason to care going into SummerSlam, right? Build the women's tag team division into SummerSlam, something I didn't think about now. And I'll take a tiebreaker over anybody who agreed on me in this match. I think Nikki's going to get involved in this match, and that's what's going to set up going into SummerSlam. It's going to cost the titles. Maybe you get Nikki and Paige at SummerSlam. Maybe it ends up being some kind of tag match. I don't know, because I don't think Brie is going to be just hunky-dory with this whole thing.
No.
Because at the end of the day, yeah, that's my sister, but she also cost me my tag team title. So I think that would be the most interesting thing you could do. And I feel like if you don't do something interesting like that, this could be somewhat of a write-off. And I think that would just be a nice cherry on top. Have Nikki come in and cost them the women's tag team championships. Moving right along to the main event of the evening, CM Punk and Cody Rhodes are going to take on Gunther and Sami Zayn, much to the chagrin of Gunther, may I add. He's not all that excited about working with Sami Zayn. He just talked a whole lot of mess about Sami Zayn. Not excited may have been a little bit of an understatement. He was so upset he, in fact, choked out a general manager. Don't know how this man still has a job. I think Nick Aldis needs to do a better job taking care of his roster. I have to call his leadership into question here. Nick Aldis, you need to get control. It's probably going to be a match at SummerSlam. I'm kidding. But yeah, I don't know that. I was going back and forth on this match the entire time. Anybody else have strong feelings here?
I got it. Hold on, ready? Well, it's tail, so I guess I'm taking Gunther and Sami Zayn.
Damn. I say
So close.
Yeah, Gunther and Sami Zayn.
Yep, I'm going with that too. Gunther and Sami Zayn. Let Gunther get the pin. Like I said, here's some breadcrumbs, Gunther. Just pin Cody Rhodes, as that's what you've been wanting to do for so long, and go out victorious. I got them too, because if Cody and Punk win, it's just like you need to heat up their feud as they go into SummerSlam. So them taking a loss here and one of them messing up spices it up even more. So
I think it's going to be like they're going to actually work well, Punk and Cody, to begin with. And Sami and Gunther are going to be all, screw you, do it my way. And they don't want to. And then that's what's going to end up coming out. Cody and Punk, remember they're going to have a title match and get in each other's way. And then, a Luva kick or freaking chokeout session. One of the two is going to happen, and Gunther and Sami are going to pick up the W.
What if Cody Rhodes go heel?
That's my
I
dream
would
scenario. That's my
love
dream
that.
scenario. One of them turns heel after the match because they're so pissed
Think
off.
Cody is.
I sure hope so. That's the dream scenario after the match.
It's not
I
going to
think
happen,
that's
but
too wishful thinking, gentlemen.
Yes, it definitely is.
Here's the issue with that. It felt like we were headed towards heel Cody Rhodes until Gunther beat the hell out of him for next to no reason.
yeah.
That to me just cemented the babyface yet again. Punk was saying some pretty harsh things, and Cody was kind of taking the, tongue to the cheek, kind of, okay, man, like kind of ruffling my feathers here, man. Like, I know we're friends but I disagree with all three of you. I think Cody Rhodes and CM Punk pull off this victory despite the fact that they are about to have a title match. I don't think Gunther and Sami are going to get it together. I got to be honest. I think Gunther is being one of the most empty-headed superstars on the roster right now. I don't think this man has thought more than one step ahead since he left Imperium. And I think that's been a huge issue for Gunther. And obviously, no comment on the man himself. Speaking to his character in kayfabe, right? Like, it just seems like he's a dog chasing cars, right? To quote the Joker, he doesn't have a plan. He doesn't know what he'd do if he catches one. He just likes the chaos. That's what he's doing right now, and I think it's going to get in his own way. He's going to argue with Sami, and I think Punk and Cody are going to get on each other's nerves, but at the end of the day, it doesn't feel like that level of personal between these two yet, and I think it's been clean enough, and I think if someone does go heel, and I am wrong, it's going to be CM Punk. I think he's ripe for a heel run right now. And I just feel like they have this super face in Cody Rhodes, and they don't want to get rid of that. And kids love Cody Rhodes. CM Punk is an older fan base person right now. And if he goes heel, I don't think that hurts him. I think it just would help him at this point. Yeah, you know what I mean? Everybody loves a heel CM Punk. He's really good at it. So if they do lose, it's because Punk can't keep his composure, and that's how it gets personal. But I think this revolves around Gunther and his inability to keep his composure.
I'm just pointing out, I flipped a coin on this match. It was invisible, but I flipped a coin on this match.
Yeah. Listen, we got a whole lot to unfold. We'll be live reacting to Saturday night's main event. Watch the wins and losses go down. The tallies go up. The tallies go down as well. We'll see how it plays out. You know how it is. We got to watch to see what goes on. We'll catch you guys in the next one Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Make sure to check out StadiumRant.com for articles on your favorite teams, players, and leagues. Make sure to follow Stadium Rant and all the boys on social media. Make sure I get this in here. Oops, sorry, JC. You're gone.
Oh,
download the Stadium Rant app today on iOS and Android. And if you're not down with any of that, I got 2 words for you. Acknowledge us.